In this video, we will demonstrate how to use the TransLution Android application. We will walk you through each screen and guide you on navigating the app effectively. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of TransLution Android's capabilities and will be equipped with useful tips and tricks to optimize your use of the scanner or tablet. Upon selecting the TransLution app, you will be directed to the login screen, where you must enter or scan your username and password. If you have access to only one company, you will be logged in directly and immediately presented with your available functions. If you have access to multiple companies, you will first need to select the appropriate company from the drop-down list before you can view the list of functions you have access to. If you encounter any error messages, carefully read the error details, as they typically indicate the nature of the problem. For example, an error might occur if you are still logged into another scanner, or if there was a mistake in entering your username or password. Try re-entering your credentials. If the issue persists, please contact your system administrator for assistance. After successfully logging in, you will be presented with a list of available workflows. From this screen, you can select the desired workflow, and subsequently, you will see a list of function areas. Choose the appropriate function area to proceed with your tasks. Once you are in a function, also referred to as a step function, you are ready to start capturing data. This screen contains several key elements. Step description. This provides instructions on what data you need to capture. For example, it may instruct you to scan warehouse, enter bin, or enter quantity, as illustrated here. Suggestion. This area offers more specific guidance on what to scan. Instead of a general instruction like scan bin, you may receive a list of 2 or 3 recommended bins based on the purchase order or stock code you scanned earlier. Reviewing these suggestions can be very helpful, so take a moment to consider them. Input box. Here, you may find a default value provided for you to accept. In most cases, however, you will need to scan or enter data manually. Keyboard icon. Tap this icon to open the on-screen keyboard. Tap it again to hide the keyboard. Last scanned value. This section displays the most recently scanned value, which is useful if you become momentarily distracted and need to recall what you just did. Camera icon. If you are not using a scanner, you can use your phone or tablet's camera to scan a barcode by tapping on the camera icon as shown here. If you are using a scanner, this option will not be visible, and your screen will display differently. The red and blue buttons at the bottom of the screen are very important. Blue check mark functions as an OK button to submit your data. If you are using a scanner, this button is not needed. However, if you are entering data via a keyboard, you will need to click this button or press Enter on the keypad. Red cross serves as an exit button. Clicking this will not discard any previously entered data, but it will close the function and return you to the main menu. When you need to enter a date, such as an expiry date for a lot, the calendar will automatically appear on the screen at the appropriate step. You are only required to select the desired date. No additional actions are needed. Use the left and right arrows to navigate between months, select the desired date, and click OK. The selected date will then appear on the screen. To confirm your choice, click the check mark. In some cases, you may be permitted to skip a step or return to a previous step without entering data. When this functionality is available, you will see a button located between the red and blue buttons. For instance, the button here is labeled Skip Date. For supervisor passwords, the input is typed in, but the characters are not shown on the screen for privacy. Note here that the last input shows the encrypted password. Sometimes you don't get the option to enter or scan a barcode. One of the alternative ways to enter data is via 2 buttons, letting you choose between option A and option B, like the ones you see here. Another way to enter data is from a list of items. You'll get lists when there are more than 2 items. This is a simple list. You'll see an arrow on the input box here. Click on the arrow to see the list of items you can choose from. In this example, we see the list of purchase order numbers. You select the one you are working with and click on the tick to accept. There are times when that simple list isn't enough, and TransLution can show you a whole screen full of information. When you see the text tab to select, tap anywhere in that box to see a full list of items. You can choose any item, and the grid will close, allowing you to see what you chose. If you picked the wrong thing by accident, don't worry. Just click on the text you selected, and the grid will open again. You can select another option. Once you're happy, click on the blue check mark to move on to the next step. You have now covered most of the standard ways to navigate on Android, but we still have a few tricks to show you. On some functions, you will see a button called Progress Grid, like in the example shown here. If this is set up, it is very useful. It shows you a history of what you have scanned in this function. If you need to receive 20 rows on a purchase order, for example, it is nice to be able to have a look and see how far along you are. Another nice feature is that we have a query option that may have been set up for you to use. If you click on the question mark here, you can scan a barcode to see some information about it. In this example, we show you what the stock on hand is if you scan an item barcode. Now let's take a look at some other important information that is useful for TransLution support. On the screen, the following important information is displayed. The device name is seen here. The logged-in user is shown here. The function area name can be seen here. The TL job ID is this number that appears in brackets. This number is very useful for support, as this is the job number we search the database to troubleshoot issues. TransLution has full-screen errors like this. This is bold and difficult to miss in a busy environment. Other messages are displayed in a message box, as shown here, giving full information on what the issue relates to. This message is a warning, letting you know that your license is due to expire soon. Contact your administrator so they can renew the license. This does not stop you from processing, so click on OK and continue. Other potential issues relate to communications to your ERP system. This is letting us know that there is an issue posting to Cispro. Thank you for watching, and please reach out to support at TransLution Software for any issues you encounter.